And we're back live from Alterowitz Gym in Billings. Halftime, Yellowjackets leading Montana Tech 34-16 in this exhibition matchup. We're joined now in the broadcast booth by MSUB baseball sophomore Alec Leighton. And Alec, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you guys out at the ball game tonight. Now, did you watch the Game 7 of the World Series on Wednesday? We didn't see many baseball players in the gym that night.
I did not. Unfortunately, we don't have cable in the dorm, so I was unable to see the game, but I was watching live updates.
So you were following one of the most historic games in baseball history. What did you think of the outcome? Were you rooting for anybody?
I honestly am a Cleveland fan, so I was kind of pulling for the Indians, but it's exciting to see the Cubs win, especially after the 108-year drought they had. So.
Yeah, that was an exciting game, no doubt. Well, tell us what the fall's been like. I know you guys recently finished up fall ball, a couple exciting things, a couple scrimmages, a Halloween game, and just talk about the fall overall.
Yeah, I think we had a really great fall, especially with Coach Sutton coming in, new coach. So I actually really think Coach Sutton knows what he's doing. He's a great guy, and I think everyone's following what he has and what he has to offer. So.
And the team, of course, the two-time reigning GNAC champions. You were part of that last year as a true freshman. You got to see a lot of playing time in left field and in the lineup. Talk about what that run was like, the experience with the team, and now you're coming back as a sophomore, how that's going to help you out.
Yeah, last year was awesome. We had a great group of seniors, so I had plenty of guys to look after, and I'm trying to bring that back this year, and I definitely think we could do that again this year, so I think it's going to be good.
What are you going to focus on in the off-season now? I mean, you're through fall ball. You have some winter months coming up. It's going to be tough to get outside. But what are some things that you personally are going to try and focus on?
Definitely hitting. Just hitting every day, possibly I can. Trying to gain some weight, get stronger in the weight room. But yeah, that's basically my main focus is in the off-season.
Talk about the competitive nature of this squad. You guys have a lot of depth returning. You did lose several seniors in the infield there, so that might be tough to replace, but in a lot of areas in the outfield, in the pitching staff and catching, you guys look really deep.
Yeah, we got a great catcher, Landon Peterson. I think he's taken the role as our captain, and he really leads us in a great way. Our outfield is stacked. We have some new freshman infielders, but I think they can get the job done. And then we got Connor Lambarger, transfer from Hawaii, and he's a great guy, good infielder. And then, of course, we have Adam Cox playing first base, and we all know what he can do with the bat.
That's right, the all-region jack of all trades. It seems like every time we look at him, he's playing a different position. One day he's closing the game, the next he's a DH, now this year at first base. Talk about yourself, what the transition's been like. Now you have a year under your belt. You're from Sparks, Nevada, so that's not a area uncommon to Yellowjacket athletics. Of course, the softball team connection there, but talk about your transition from there up to Billings.
You know, it's been pretty easy since I have so many people here that I've known 10 years before this. Last year my roommate was Dakota Tompkins, and we were friends since like kindergarten, so I mean it was pretty easy. And then the town itself is great. I mean, good community, everything, it's awesome.
And you guys get to play in a pretty special park down at Dealer Park, the pro facility. You get a special feeling when you take the field there. I know that you're not under the lights all the time or play in front of crowds of several thousand, but being able to play in a facility like that.
I mean, anytime you can play at a place like Dealer, it's awesome. I mean, it gives you a feeling like you're big time. I mean, not many places in our conference get to play at facilities like that, and we're very fortunate to be able to play at Dealer Park.
What's the team's mindset going to be offensively this season? We saw the Jackets really outscore opponents. Each of the last 2 years, you guys really were able to swing the bats. It was always guaranteed that someone was going to come up with a big hit. Are you guys going to be more of a heavy hitting team or a small ball hit and run type team? What's the philosophy?
I think we have both aspects of the hitting. I think we definitely have some guys that can hit the ball out of the yard, but then I think we'll have the rule of small ball this year too.
So talk about maybe a couple of guys like Steen Fredrickson. He's a fellow classmate of yours. He got some time as a freshman on the mound, and he's going to be expected to fit into that rotation this year.
Yeah, Steen, he's a competitor. I mean, once he comes onto the mound, he's a different guy. He is always in the zone. He's always locked in, and I know whenever he steps onto the mound, I know he's going to get the job done.
baseball in Billings over the winter months. A little bit daunting if you're not from the area, but you've been through it once now, being here last winter. What do you guys do to stay sharp? You mentioned you're working the weight room. You got to take reps in the hitting cage. Is it tough sometimes to have to go through that much simulated action as opposed to live work on the field?
Honestly, it's not really as bad as people might think it is. It gets cold, but we still get sun. We still can play outside, and then we have the cages down in the lower gym. We still get just as much work as anyone else does. It just snows sometimes here, but it's really not as bad as everyone thinks.
Well, while you're working out and getting ready for the season, you'll get to watch plenty of Yellowjacket basketball. What are your thoughts on the first half? Jackets looking pretty good out of it.
Yeah, they got some good freshmen with great athleticism, and then, of course, Preston Beverly. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, and Zach Lessinger, he's from Reno. Did you know him at all before?
Yeah, I used to play travel ball with him when we were younger, so I've known him for a while.
So it'll be good to watch him. He's healthy. Well, Alec, thanks for taking the time to talk with us. Good to see you guys out at the game tonight. It's Alec Leighton, sophomore on the MSUB baseball team. We'll take a quick break, have some first half analysis for you before we get back to action. You're tuned into MSUB Hoops, live from Alterowitz Gym in Billings.